Right now, order extended. It is keeping some people in Rockton out of their homes for a third straight day. Why environmental experts aren't ready to lift the evacuation order just yet.
And health officials are already worried about a resurgence in cold and flu cases now that masks are coming off.
This is News 3 Now at 6.
Thanks for being with us. We've got an alert day tomorrow. Anything from damaging winds to hail and heavy rain is possible. Let's check your certified most accurate forecast now with Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti. Gary?
Well, you're right. An alert day in the forecast for tomorrow night, but that's before or right after we get some hot weather for tomorrow with high temperatures in the lower 90s. The alert day is mainly for a couple of clusters of strong to severe thunderstorms that could bring some high winds, hail, and heavy rainfall. But as we take a look at visible cloud track, right now Wisconsin pretty much free of clouds. There are some thunderstorms developing in western Minnesota. That's the leading edge of some moist air that is starting to head in our direction, but it'll take about a day to get here. So in the short term, those showers and thunderstorms will probably fizzle out before they reach us tomorrow morning. Storm Prediction Center has a slight risk of severe thunderstorms over much of southern Wisconsin, a marginal risk for an isolated severe thunderstorm, mainly in the northern and far eastern portions of the state. The rainfall will be more beneficial than anything else. Most areas should see between about a half inch and an inch of rain if the latest computer model forecasts are right. Some areas could pick up more than that, lesser amounts north and east of Madison. Highs today here in Madison, lower 80s, and right now we're still at 81 degrees, our high for the day. By tomorrow morning, we'll drop to about 58. Look for a high of 91 tomorrow. Could be a late afternoon thunderstorm. The better chances will be tomorrow night. I'll have more details and weather in just a few minutes.
For the third day in a row, fire crews are still battling the fire that's been burning at the Chemtool facility in Rockton, Illinois. These are new drone images from the scene from Aerial 1 Imaging. As of 2 hours ago, the Winnebago County Public Health Department lifted the mask order for anyone within a 3-mile radius of the facility, but people who live near the plant are still not allowed to return home.
Our Jamie Perez has been on scene all week and continues our coverage of this. She joins us now with updates on how this fire is impacting the air and water there.
Well, they announced at a press conference just several hours ago that they're still keeping track of the air and water and all the toxins and stuff that may be going into that. But they said right now those levels at which they're being released are staying pretty stable and are not increasing. And that is exactly why they removed that mask mandate. They said all the levels of the organic compounds and carbon monoxide are still below federal standards. Now, Winnebago County's public health administrator, Sandra Martell, said that they're still not certain about what is in that particular matter on the ground.
The debris, the dust, the ash that has fallen. And we are particularly concerned about returning individuals into that evacuation zone until we have a more thorough understanding of the composition so we can help prepare homeowners for their return.
They're asking for everyone's patience at this time. Homeowners may be frustrated, but the readings that they're going to take soon will impact if you can mow your lawns, water your lawns, power wash your homes, sidewalks, etc. Now, they don't yet have a timeline as to how long this will take and when the homeowners can actually go back into their homes. But once we have that information, we will bring that to you as soon as possible.
And people in the area can still expect to see smoke for several days. Rock County Public Health advising people with respiratory conditions in the city and town of Beloit to pay attention to changing wind conditions over the next few days and take precautions. And we'll continue to keep you updated right here on the air and at channel3000.com.
A milestone on the road to recovery in Wisconsin. The 7-day average of new COVID-19 cases fell to levels we haven't seen since March 26th of last year. The 7-day average of new cases in the state now sits at 90. Almost 6,000 more people are newly vaccinated. The Wisconsin Department of Health Services will begin reporting current case counts of the Delta COVID-19 variant. That's the variant that was first detected in India. It is thought to be more contagious and cause more severe illness. So far, 26 cases of the Delta variant have been found in Wisconsin through genome sequencing. Today, the CDC classified it as a variant of concern.
Vaccinations in Wisconsin are still hovering under the 50% mark. Nearly 45% of the state has now completed the vaccine series. 49% have gotten at least one dose. Nearly 62% of Dane County residents have now completed the vaccine series. Almost 68% have at least one dose of a vaccine. Today, U.S. Surgeon General Vivek Murthy spoke with local leaders about vaccine equity. Lisa Imhoff of the UW-Madison School of Pharmacy says a partnership with the Dane County Boys and Girls Club and Fitchburg Family Pharmacy is helping reach vulnerable communities.
I think it was said earlier, how do we help decrease disparities? It really is listening, empathizing, understanding historical medical abuses and current disparities in our healthcare system.
The partnership led to a youth town hall meeting, COVID-19 awareness walks and cookouts, and a PSA to address vaccine misinformation, as well as hundreds of vaccinations in communities of color.
So if there is a silver lining to COVID, it could be this. Flu and other seasonal illnesses were almost non-existent, but don't count on that being the case later this year, though. Christina Laurie explains how doctors hope to keep the flu away from you.
It's been 2 weeks since Dane County lifted all public health orders, and the good news is that COVID numbers have stayed low. But doctors warn there's a rise in another problem, one they fear will only get worse this fall.
The masks are coming off and the colds are coming on. After a record-breaking, nearly non-existent cold and flu season last year with only 16 documented cases statewide.
That's just unbelievably stunning, right?
Dane County doctors like SSM Health's David Ottenbaker warn it won't last. Cases are already climbing in southern states, and it's only June.
We're a bit worried about what this fall could be. We're probably going to be in an environment where COVID will not be completely gone.
Last year, during the height of the pandemic, when COVID cases were at their highest, flu numbers were at their lowest. Doctors say that should have taught us something.
I think using some sort of mask logic on a personal basis makes a lot of sense.
Masks work. So does distancing, hand washing, and according to UW Health's Dr. Nasia Safdar, staying home when you're sick.
It used to be our culture, and hopefully that has changed, that people would come into work even when they weren't feeling great because they felt they had to.
Simple techniques we should consider continuing to keep everyone healthy.
It's a lesson learned about we're trying to always define what is the new normal for us.
Still, doctors say getting the flu shot is the best way to protect yourself from getting or spreading the virus. Reporting in Madison for News 3 Now, I'm Christina Laurie.
It'll be a while before we know how good or bad the upcoming flu season will be. The flu often spikes and spreads through international travel, and much of that still hasn't been happening right now.
Last hour, the state assembly approved a bill banning transgender athletes from taking part in women's sports. That's according to Representative Barbara Dietrich, who helped author the bills. And it impacts both collegiate sports and women's K through 12 sports. State Republicans say they are protecting women and the integrity of sport. The bill would still have to pass the Senate, and even if that happens, Governor Evers has promised to veto it, something that Assembly Speaker Robin Vos addressed earlier today.
We want to make sure that, especially under Title IX, women have a right to competitive sports where they have a decent shot to win.
Well, the vote for both bills was along party lines at 59 to 38. A rally of opponents gathered outside the Capitol today calling the bills discriminatory.
The state assembly also plans to vote on a bill that would prevent businesses, colleges, and governments from asking you for your COVID vaccination status. State Republicans say they encourage people to get vaccinated if it's the right choice for them, but do not think forcing people to get vaccinated or tell their status is appropriate. Representative Tyler August helped author the bill.
There's a number of different lawsuits across the country, even a couple here in Wisconsin, around this issue. And while we believe and have been encouraging folks to get vaccinated if that's the proper healthcare decision for them, we also don't believe that people need to share their personal health information just to go about their daily lives.
The measure would also have to pass the Senate before making it to the governor. Governor Evers has also signaled that he would veto this bill as well. And a package of bills on police reform also just passed the assembly. They grew out of a task force formed after protest over the death of George Floyd. One measure bans the use of chokeholds except when used in self-defense. The bills also require police to publish use of force policies on the website and require the DOJ to publish an annual report on police use of force incidents. The governor is expected to sign them. One state leader is now comparing Milwaukee to a war zone after a spike in some shootings, what he's suggesting to cut down on violent crime, and why it is unlikely to happen. That's ahead on News 3 Now at 6.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
He's here! He's here! get you, young man?
Free installation!
Coming right up.
Feldco's biggest sale of the year. Free installation, plus no interest for 1 year.
Free installation on windows, siding, and doors ends soon. Call now.
Call 866 for Feldco.
I am an owner.
I am an owner.
I am an owner.
I'm an owner.
Since 1934, Steinhoffels has been proud to be a local family-owned company. And we're excited to share that Steinhoffels is now an employee-owned company. To celebrate, we're having a sale. Right now, take 35 to 50% off the largest selection of in-stock furniture and mattresses. So come celebrate and save. Only at Steinhoffels and Steinhoffels.com.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
The Madison Area Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is June 18th through 27th, featuring 40 newly constructed homes. See the newest trends, tech, and designs. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
Welcome back. State Highway 33 in Dodge County is now reopened after a deadly crash. Just before 1 o'clock today, a Ford truck crossed the center line, striking another vehicle. The 50-year-old female driver died at the scene. A 12-year-old was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. The driver of the truck also has serious injuries. The crash remains under investigation.
It's the second deadly crash in less than 24 hours on that highway. A 6-month-old baby was killed in a car crash yesterday. A 68-year-old also died. Police say the car was waiting behind another car that was making a left turn when it was hit by a third car from behind. One other person was seriously injured. The drivers of the other cars are expected to be okay. The crash remains under investigation. 2 families are receiving help from the Red Cross following a fire at an apartment. They say that a sprinkler system prevented the damage from being any worse. It happened in the 7900 block of Tree Lane last night. Officials say the fire damaged 2 apartments, causing about $25,000 in damages. The cause of that fire is under investigation.
Bystanders helped save a man who nearly drowned on the Ahara River. Monona Fire and police were called to the Lotus Park boat launch. This was yesterday afternoon. Now, by the time they got there, the man had already been pulled from the water. He's now in the hospital with life-threatening injuries, but emergency leaders say the brave actions of bystanders who did not hesitate to jump in helped keep him alive. A new rain garden in Madison is being dedicated to a local man who made it a priority to educate those about the benefits of rain gardens. Roger Bannerman worked for the Wisconsin DNR for 40 years. During his career, he worked to inform people about urban stormwater quality and the effectiveness of stormwater practices, including street cleaning, wet detention ponds. Roger passed away in October, and now the City of Madison Engineering Division is honoring him with a new rain garden. His wife, Jane, says Roger loved teaching people about rain garden benefits.
I really appreciate this effort to dedicate this to Roger, because I think he loves these kinds of projects. He loves things that educate people about groundwater, about stormwater, about having clean water.
The Roger Bannerman Rain Garden is located at the corner of Fox Avenue at Sheldon Street next to the Southwest commuter path. Calling in the National Guard to stop crime, one Milwaukee area leader says that's the solution to a high number of shootings in the city. But the proposal isn't going over so well with the governor. We'll have his reaction next at 6. Damaging winds, strong storms will have a major impact at the end of your work week. Gary's back. He'll have your first warn forecast next.
The best of the best store-wide sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. Save up to 50% off in-stock furniture doorbusters. Then you choose between our 2 best bonus deals of the entire year. Only at Ashley Home Store.
Here's to the farm and fleet dads, the ones who get the job done right and take the time to pass it on. This Father's Day, give your dad a gift you know he'll love from the store dads love, Blaine's Farm and Fleet. For the hard-working dad, Carhartt Force Apparel is 25% off. For the DIY dad, save $150 on this Milwaukee Impact Wrench and Grease Gun Kit. And for the outdoor dad, save 20% on assorted knives and multi-tools.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
This is me, and this was my stubborn body fat. My name's Adrian, and Sono Bello changed my life.
Sono Bello is America's #1 cosmetic surgery specialist, and they permanently removed my body fat in just one visit.
After having 2 kids, my body, it changed a lot. I tried everything to lose the fat, but nothing seemed to work.
Sono Bello's board-certified surgeons use micro-laser technology to safely target and remove your diet-resistant fat cells permanently on your stomach, back, chin, and more.
I've seen such dramatic results. My tummy is gone, my double chin is gone, and my hourglass shape is back. This was the mommy makeover that I deserved.
Schedule your free, no-obligation consultation and find out how you can get $250 off instantly. Call 1-888-315-6748 or go to sonobello.com.
Here's the newest spin on Wisconsin Lottery scratch games. It's Gold Rush. The $5 number match game offers over 52,000 prizes that triple. That's over $1.9 million in tripled prizes and top prizes of $60,000. Instant scratch games from the Wisconsin Lottery. Odds are you'll like them.
The best of the best mattress sale of the summer is on now at Ashley Home Store. In-stock doorbusters are up to 60% off while they last. And now introducing purple mattresses for less than $20 a month. Plus the guaranteed best Tempur-Pedic deal in all of Wisconsin. Only at Ashley Home Store.
A state lawmaker is calling for a new solution to address a spike in violent crime in Milwaukee. He wants to call in the National Guard. Brendan Cullerton has a reaction to the proposal.
Tony Evers dismissed a request from State Representative Joe Sanfilippo to solve Milwaukee's violent crime with the military.
We respond when people ask us to do that. It's not the state's job to force the National Guard into a situation.
Sanfilippo sent the statement, the vast majority of citizens living in Milwaukee are peace-loving, law-abiding citizens who deserve better than to live and work in a war zone-like setting. Mayor Tom Barrett declined the Guard, but would welcome more state funding for law enforcement.
But I am concerned about the long-term viability of the city to provide for the police department, and that's where he is in a key position to help us.
Evers says the National Guard is already busy.
They're getting shots in arms. Before that, they were doing contact tracing. Before that, they were doing testing and getting PPP all across the state, and they're still doing that.
Democrats like Evers and State Representative David Bowen are calling on Republicans to come to the table on alternatives. Bowen wants the state to match millions in funding for community-oriented violence prevention in cities across the state.
We can't afford not to make these contributions and investments in our community, in our neighborhoods, in these community-driven approaches that will reduce violence.
Sanfilippo was unavailable for an interview after calling for the Guard. State Assembly Speaker Robin Voss did not comment. Reporting in Milwaukee, Brendan Cullerton, CBS 58 News.
The city has already reported 76 homicides and 372 non-fatal shootings in 2021. Last year at this time, Milwaukee had 72 homicides and 213 shootings.
A chance for some strong storms to end our week. Gary's back with your first warn forecast.
Eric, we do have an alert day in the forecast, mainly for late tomorrow afternoon into tomorrow night as we check out the potential. Right now, strong winds and hail, as well as some heavy rain, a possibility with the stronger thunderstorms. A few of those could be reaching the severe level, at least according to the Storm Prediction Center. We're under a slight risk of severe thunderstorms for most of southern Wisconsin for tomorrow, mainly tomorrow night, and then a marginal risk for an isolated strong to severe thunderstorm as far north as Rhinelander and eastward toward Milwaukee. The high wind threat is probably the greatest, with a couple of clusters of storms that may be rolling on through. The hail threat a little bit higher to our south and to our west. An outside chance of an isolated tornado, but the higher threat is going to be where those storms initially form, and that's more likely to be in Iowa tomorrow. Tonight we're seeing a few thunderstorms over parts of western Minnesota. They're already starting to weaken as they push eastward into the drier air across eastern Minnesota and Wisconsin. So we have to get the atmosphere to moisten up up a bit before we see better chances for rain. But over the last 5 days, we've had little to no rain through much of our part of the Midwest, including Wisconsin, most of Minnesota, most of Iowa, and western Illinois. But future track precipitation over the next couple of days shows the potential, at least, for about a half-inch to an inch of rain generally across southern Wisconsin, especially areas south and west of Madison. Few places may pick up more than an inch or two of rain, whereas areas farther to the north and east may see lesser amounts of rain, depending on exactly where those storms track. And you can see this on future track. No precipitation expected tonight. Again, those showers and storms out to the west weaken before they reach us, just bringing us some clouds. Then we'll see sunshine tomorrow, getting temperatures up to around 90. But you can see thunderstorms starting to develop by early tomorrow evening in Iowa and far western Wisconsin. They'll roll through in a couple of clusters through late tomorrow night, and then by Friday morning they move away, and then we're back to sunshine and temperatures that'll be back up to around 90 degrees. So look for high temperatures in the lower 90s, not only for tomorrow, but also Friday after the storms. Stormy conditions most likely tomorrow night with some areas of heavy rainfall, and additional thunderstorm chances Sunday afternoon and Sunday night, hopefully bringing us some welcome rain. Right now, temperatures are in the 90s and triple digits across the western high plains. Here in Madison, we're at 81. To our east, temperatures are a little more comfortable in the lower 70s, but the dew point temperature is starting to climb in a very narrow band out to the west. When that band of moisture reaches us just ahead of a cold front, that's what should cause the thunderstorms to develop about this time tomorrow. So for tomorrow, look for a high of 91 degrees. It'll be dry for much of the day. It'll be breezy and partly sunny with high temperature of around 91 and the heat index somewhere between about 91 and 96. On future track, beginning about 5:30 tomorrow evening, you can see those thunderstorms developing to the west. A couple of clusters rolling through around midnight, and then by early tomorrow morning, those storms moving into Illinois and away from us, but hopefully leaving somewhere between a half inch and an inch of rain, maybe some heavier amounts in some spots. 7 to 10 day forecast. Look for high temperatures in the lower 80s this weekend. Some showers and thunderstorms Sunday afternoon, Sunday night. A chance of showers Monday, and then also some chances for showers and thunderstorms as humidity rises toward the end of next week.
And coming up in sports, Kevin Durant torched the Bucks in Game 5, while Giannis says slowing down KD in Game 6 isn't just a one-man job. That's next on News 3 Now.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
This is a Wisconsin farmer. She grows the locally sourced freshness, the freshness that complements the wild-caught salmon, the salmon that tees up the cheesecake that sweetens every moment. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
No more Freon for your AC. Oh no, the homeowner's called Action Man and his action team.
Call on Action Plumbing, Heating, and Electric at iwantactionnow.com.
Hi, I'm Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Gobin Cars has over 500 vehicles in stock with 2017 and 2018 Jeep Grand Cherokee Altitudes and Limiteds with remaining factory warranty. That's right, Gobin Cars has over 500 vehicles in stock with great deals on our huge selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees. So hurry in today and get your great deal and ask for me, Crystal the Pistol Gobin. Go to Gobin Cars East or West.
You gotta go to Gobin, GobinCars.com.
Clean, safe, fun. I was hoping daytime care for Mom would be like that. Oh, Grace's new center is so nice. Now, caring for Mom is so much easier.
It's easier to manage my chemo side effects since a Grace Supportive Care came to see me. It was a Grace, but it wasn't hospice.
When you're ready for hospice, you want a Grace. They helped make my dad's last weeks comfortable, calm. It was beautiful.
A Grace, caring every step of the way. Wisconsin's soil and water create the perfect environment for agriculture. But it takes more than great land to produce the world's best dairy products. You feel it in the way Wisconsin dairy farmers take care of their animals, preserve their family farmland, and lend a helping hand to their communities. What's that something extra Wisconsin has? It's pride. Support Wisconsin dairy farmers. Buy Wisconsin milk, cheese, and dairy.
This is a Wisconsin brewmaster. He brews the local craft beer, the beer that washes down the Oktoberfest broth, the broth that pairs with the potato salad that befriends the burger that tastes like victory. Festival Foods. We are Wisconsin.
A local breeder's caught selling sick puppies, yet he's still in business. Chris Stanford gets answers from state officials.
Why do they still have a license to sell dogs?
Learn 3 telltale signs of breeding deception. Thursday on News 3 Now at 10.
Game 5 was one to forget for the Bucks. After leading by as many as 17, the Deer let it slip away, or I should say that they let Kevin Durant take over the game. The only healthy member of Brooklyn's Big Three dropped 49 points in 48 minutes on Milwaukee while grabbing 17 rebounds and dishing out 10 assists, and he made it look easy last night. Too easy. And that performance has the Bucks a little puzzled on how to slow KD down.
One of the best scorers to ever play the game. It's tough. It's tough. You know, like he's the best. He's the best player in the world right now, and we gotta beat him as a team. We gotta guard him as a team. We gotta make him make tough shots like tonight, and we just gotta keep doing our job, and hopefully he's gonna miss.
Meanwhile, Kyrie Irving will miss Thursday's Game 6. Nets head coach Steve Nash said today that the plan is for him to stay in Brooklyn and continue to receive treatment, while James Harden will be available for the Nets again. As soon as he was drafted by the Packers, Amari Rodgers couldn't wait to get to work and start learning from a guy he's been studying at Clemson, Devontae Adams. Now, Rodgers had to wait until last week's mandatory minicamp to meet Adams in person, and the rookie wideout became a sponge, soaking up anything and everything 17 did. And for the first meeting between the two, well, it was a dream come true.
It was amazing. You know, that was my first time being with him in person, being able to, pick his brain a little bit and add some to my toolbox from him. You know, he's one of those player coaches. So, if you don't know something, you can go to him and he knows it off rip like that. Because, he's been in the game, he's been experienced, and, he's probably the best receiver in the game, in my opinion, right now. So, being able to be in the same room with him and be able to learn from him, I feel like it's only going to help me.
Brewers trying to avoid being swept at home by the Reds. 7th inning, tied at 1. Tucker Barnhart rips one down the third baseline. Joey Votto started at first, and he's heading all the way home to give Cincinnati a 2-1 lead. Brewers had 5 hits today. This is not one of them. 9th inning, Jackie Bradley Jr. strikes out to end the game with a man on second. Crew fall 2-1 the final. They get swept. 3 games, 3 losses, 9 hits, 4 total runs. That's not good.
Yeah, JBJ's batting average far lower than that of Gary Kanopu, who usually hits for much higher average. Tomorrow, though, I hope it's maybe a swing and a miss, but we're looking at the potential.
I hope it's a swing and a miss on the severe weather part. Right. We could certainly use the rain. That definitely would count as a hit. Right now, not a cloud in the sky. You're not going to get much rain when it looks like that out there. There are some showers and thunderstorms in western Minnesota, but you can see already those starting to fizzle out as they move into the drier air. Temperatures right now in the upper 70s to the lower 80s, 70s north and east of Madison, 80s to the south and west. This is what Future Track is starting to show for rainfall, about a ½ inch to an inch, generally over much of southern Wisconsin, some heavier amounts of 2 to 3 inches in a few spots. Areas north and east of Madison may see lesser amounts. Tonight look for a low of 58, high tomorrow 91 before the storms, and then we'll see some more storms later in the weekend.
All right, Gary, thank you. Thanks for joining us for News 3 Now at 6. Have a great evening. We'll be back tonight at 10.